Well, the Secretary of Agriculture travels to the Palmetto State this week to visit with farmers about their priorities for the 2018 Farm Bill. RFD-TV's Sarah Mock joined the Secretary in Bowman, South Carolina.
Sonny Perdue is on the road almost every week, staying connected with the farmers he serves.
I'm here to learn. That's what I'm getting all around the country. We're going to be in about 25 states by Labor Day, and what I'm trying to do is get out here in the real world, talking to real farmers, real producers, of how we at USDA can serve you in a better. Most of the time, serving means just don't hurt us too bad with the federal government.
The 2018 Farm Bill's been the focus of his most recent trips to the Midwest and now the Southeast, as he works to be a resource for congressional ag leaders.
They go to their districts, but they can't go everywhere, so we're sort of an adjunct consultant to the Congress as they develop the 18 Farm Bill. They will ask us, and we will be happily tell them what we've heard and what we've learned out here in talking to farmers, what farmers think has worked and what they haven't worked, what changes they would like to make, and those are some of the things that we learned here today.
Farmers' questions ranged from anxiety about NAFTA down to local concerns about disaster insurance. And the Secretary's responses weren't always welcome.
Frankly, I'd rather tell you what I think is going to happen rather than what I think you'd rather hear. I don't think you're going to see any effort to go back to any type of localized supplemental disaster program. I think they may try to make some improvements in the crop insurance program that possibly could be more regionalized in a way that would help some of the specific circumstances that you saw here in South Carolina.
Discussions also strayed from exclusively farmer issues, with Carolinians in the crowd curious about potential changes to Farm Bill nutrition programs.
There will be probably some attempts to address some of the issues in the supplemental nutrition program, some of which I concur with, and that has to do with able-bodied working adults without dependents. I think we need to look at that issue. When we've seen some of those, when we look at the theory, it was meant to be this temporary, you go back and read the language, this temporary supplemental nutrition program for people who had lost their job, it was never meant to be a lifestyle. So I think as we can bring people off of that, transition into job training, and jobs would be the best thing we could do for them.
On Farm Bill issues and beyond, the Secretary asked farmers in South Carolina and across the country to speak up, speak loud, and speak often, assuring them that he'd be listening. For RFD-TV, Sarah Mock, Washington.
And while in South Carolina, the Secretary also visited the U.S. Vegetable Lab to learn about the research that's helping southeastern fruit and vegetable growers. He also watched the solar eclipse in a nearby national forest.